Alright, so before I even show you how it sounds, just remember it's a $300 to $400 system, so it is a budget build. But if you do want to get some extra bass, this is the way to go. It sounds pretty crystal clear and it sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and show you. To be honest, you're probably not going to be able to hear it as good because it is going to distort, I'm almost sure, on the microphone. But let's go ahead and show you anyway. I don't know how crystal clear you can hear that, but check this. So that's the only downside to this. Your trunk does rattle pretty bad with any system, but stay tuned because with the Noico Solutions, we're gonna go ahead and fix that. What's up, you guys? Welcome back, and welcome if you're new. For today's video, I'll be 100% honest with each and every one of you guys. It's going to be somewhat of a long video. The reason why is because I'm going to show you exactly how to install a subwoofer in your car with a stock head unit, meaning stock radio. So today's video, I'm going to do it as detailed as possible. I'm going to show you exactly which tools to use and that you're going to need for this install. So that's the reason it might be a long video. So if you guys want to keep supporting me and watch through the video, I seriously would appreciate that a lot. But like I said, it's going to be a somewhat long video because I want to go in depth and I want to cover everything. So for today, of course, as you guys have seen the previous videos, and if you haven't, go ahead and watch them. I'm doing a full system install on this 2015 Honda Civic. So if you have a similar car or something like that, or if you've ever used any of these speakers, please let me know in the comment section below. So before starting this video, I do want to thank Noico Solutions one more time before the actual video of the install. And like I said, they sent me a lot of product, so it's going to seriously help on this install. So please stay tuned for that video. It should be the next ones that you see coming. So let's go ahead and show you what you're going to need for this install. I'm going to go ahead and start with the ones that are, of course, most important, to the items that you might not even need but will help with the install. Alright, so on this side, this is going to be the items that I told you for the sound dampening in the future videos, so please stay tuned for these videos. Alright, so for this install, you're of course going to need a subwoofer, a ported box. You're of course going to need a amp kit. Of course you're going to need your amplifier of choice. I chose the Rockford Fosgate one, the Prime. It's a 500 watt. Now for the tools, you're going to need for sure a Phillips head screwdriver. You're going to need one of two. These are pretty much panel removing tools. Believe me, they're going to help you out. So you want to definitely have some of these laying around, or if not, you can purchase these. They're super cheap. You're going to want some wire cutters. That's a plus, and for sure. If not, you could always use some of these, but it's going to be kind of hard to splice open your wires. And for sure, you're going to need one of these bad boys. Damn! What's that brand right there? Let's see if it... Damn! Just kidding, but yeah, that's a snap-on. You are going to need a wrench with an extension, size 8 for this specific vehicle. You'll see why in the future, but you will for sure need this right here. So this connects to that. You're going to need some tape, of course, wire tape. But if you get your hands on this wire loom tape, this is seriously going to help you out a lot and make it for a cleaner install. You're going to need some screws. If you're one of those people that you're not trusting the way I do this install, you could pick up one of these voltage meters. I'm not sure exactly the name on this. This one is a snap-on tool. I just really like this one because it's a digital meter, so it gives you the exact voltage. If you have a drill, it's going to be a big plus for you, believe me, because when you start drilling into your seats or anything that you need to pin something down with, you'll see why. You're going to seriously need one of these bad boys. It doesn't matter the brand, just have a drill. Alright, so only if you're doing it on a stock head unit, which I mean stock radio, you're going to need one of these bad boys right here, the high level converters. You'll see where that goes later on. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. First step would be prepping, and what I mean by prepping is one, locating exactly where you're going to put your wires, and then right after that you want to go ahead and open your hood, open your trunk and start removing all the panels where your wires will be located. So let's go ahead and show you where mine are located, and let's get to it. So if you're installing it on the same vehicle, the first thing you want to do is get your screwdriver. It's going to be a Phillips head, and you're going to need your plastic removal tool, which is either this bad boy right here or this one, but I like to use the plastic ones because the metal ones could damage the plastic. This right here is clipped in, so you just get your tool and remove it from the bottom side, and then it'll pop off. And you can see right here there's a Phillips head, and you just want to go ahead and unscrew that. And once you do that, you then remove the whole piece. Alright, so I'm about ready to go ahead and install this. The next step would be removing the radio, and I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how to do that as well. But I just want to show you where I'm at right now. If you're installing it on this type of car, this whole panel comes off with the lock, so don't get scared on that. I'm going to go ahead and leave this piece here. I'll show you why right now. So for the back, I already took all that off right there as well. And then the reason I'm not taking this side one off is because I can, with my hand, I can push it back. It's hard to see for you guys, but I can push it back a little, and there's a way for me to get the wire from the front to come to the back. So that's the reason why I'm not removing that one. Just make my life easier. And now all I need is the rear seat and this back panel here, and we're good to go. So if you're doing it on this specific car, like I said, removing the back seat is just going to be the easiest. On all cars you don't have to do this specific step, but on this 2015 Honda Civic, it makes it a lot easier. I'm going to go ahead and show you the way it looks right now. And if you don't know how to remove the back seat, go see my previous video, because I already instructed how to do it, and I'm not going to go ahead and do that again on this one. So let's go ahead and show you. Here's the stock radio. So before even doing it, I just want to show you what I'm going to be doing. Alright, so pretty much I'm going to have to pull this little panel out right here. That pulls out. Under that there will be two screws, one there and one there, which I'll show you. And then under that there's another two screws, size 8 of course, and then it allows you to pull this whole thing back. So if you're doing the install on a 2015 Honda Civic like this one, and on a stock radio, you're going to want to get a wrench with the 8mm socket and a extender. You'll see why. You're going to want to get a Phillips head screwdriver. And if you don't believe me on the install, which I will show you what this does, the digital meter, I'm going to be showing you which connection is the 12 volt to the remote. So pretty much meaning when you turn the car on, the radio turns on, and that's when the amplifier will turn on. So I'm going to show you which exact wire that is with this. We're going to first start with pushing this down. So it's kind of hard to see from here, but right there there's a Phillips head screw, and on the opposite side there's going to be another one right there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those and then show you what's next. Alright, so now that you've removed these, you want to go ahead and get a flat screwdriver. You'll see why. Alright, so this little pin comes off. You get your keys to your car. You insert. Make sure you have the handbrake up. Now you can move this back. Once you've done that, you can now pull this out. See how easy that was? So once you've pulled this out, put it in a safe location. Next, you're going to see some more Phillips head screws. So there's one there, and there's one there. This one way to the right, you won't be removing that, so don't touch it. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's one to the right. Do not touch that. Under the stereo, there's a screw there, and on the left side there's another screw there. So that's a size 8 socket for your wrench, and you want to go ahead and remove those. The reason why you want the extender is because it's kind of hard to get a screwdriver in there. So let's go ahead and do it. Up next, we're gonna now go ahead and pull the stereo back, and the reason I said to get a rag is to put it over this right here. That way you don't scratch your screen if you have the same one as me. Helps if you have a plastic removal tool. Alright, so up next, there's going to be a bunch of connections. Maybe it's hard to see. They're all clipped on to the radio, and there's some more in back of the radio connected to it. Those ones, they're just connected to this radio. So all you want to do, they're just clips. You just pull them out. Once you pull them out, I'll show you what's next. Go ahead and show you. So all these connections on the bottom are for the AC. This, I believe, is for your Bluetooth when you're talking. There's a mic in there. This back here is all your radio connections. The one you want to focus on is the one that had that white tab. So for this specific vehicle, the remote battery, which is the blue one, is going to be this purple wire here. So that's the one we're going to tap into, and I'm going to show you why. Alright, so now you want to go ahead and get your digital meter. This side just goes to any side of the car. We round it on any part of the metal surface of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and use the hinge where the car door attaches. Alright, so pretty much what this does is it shows you which wires is going to have a current all the time, and then it's also going to show you which wire to tap into for the remote battery that goes to control the amplifier when the radio is on. Alright, so for example, right there it's showing 12.6 volts. My key's not in, so that for sure means it's just straight power all the time, which you do not want to tap into that, because then your amp will never turn off. So all these other ones are your speakers. This purple one right here on the side, on all the way to the right side, so you see nothing pops up. I'm going to go ahead and turn the key to the car, and you're going to see this light up. That's the connection to the purple wire, so you see it's on. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the key, and you're going to see it's going to turn off. So you see that turned it off. One more time. That turned it on. So that just shows me that whenever the radio is on, the amp will turn on. So that's a good sign. That's what we want to tap into. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the amp wiring, and then I'll show you that process as well. So up next is going to be the wiring kit. I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly what each one does and where they go. So for example, this one here, this one's going to be the remote battery. This is the one I was showing you that goes to the radio, into that purple wire that I was just showing you. This one, this red one here, is the one for the power. So this one's the one that's going to connect to your battery. And then this one here is your ground. This one's going to go ahead and ground into the vehicle. And this one is your speaker wire, the one that connects from the subwoofer box to the amplifier. This one here is the RCAs. This one's going to be connecting into this special high converter that I was showing you guys last time. If you guys are connecting this to a aftermarket radio, you do not need this here. This will just connect straight to your radio. And of course, you need your little fuse box. So this is going to be connecting to the battery. One thing I forgot to mention the other day is if you plan on doing more amps in the future, like putting more amps to your car, which I intend to do, you do want to get one of these distribution block. So what this pretty much does is the power, which is the red cable from the battery, is going to insert here, and then on the opposite side you see this one has for up to 3 amps. So the other side of the red cable that goes to the amp will go here, and then you could add 2 more after that. So 3 total amps if you have a distribution block. But if you're just putting 1 amp, you seriously do not need this. I'm going to pick up where I left off, and I'm going to show you what to do next. Next, remember the blue wire from the amp kit that I was telling you guys, this is the remote wire. And then on the factory harness, remember the purple one, I told you guys this was the remote for the blue wire. Alright, so pretty much what I did is I spliced it in 2, and I just pretty much connected the blue one into the purple. So as you could tell, so now it's a 3. So I just wanted to show you before I tape all this off and make it look factory. One thing to note, On my car it's purple, but on every car it may be different, so just make sure to read your wire diagram to make sure yours is also purple. If not, like I said, you can also use the digital meter to check which one would be your remote wire. Alright, so as you can tell, this is why I like that wire loom tape, because it gives it a factory look. I know my tape on the factory harness is gray, but on most cars it is black, so this seriously would blend in, and you'll see it a lot better when I connect the amp. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the hood now. So I already got the wire connected, so this is of course going to connect to the positive of the battery. I got my fuse kit already wired in, and it goes in. There is a hole through the fender to go through. It's going to be hard to see, but it's up there. It goes in through the firewall and out through here. So my blue wire, I have it running through the stereo underneath the whole dash column. It's right there, you can see it running through, and right here there is a hole. It goes through there and there. Now we're gonna go ahead and start with the back. Alright, so up next I'm going to first show you the wiring on the amp. I'm going to wire that up so that way you guys can see how it looks and get a good idea. And then after we install the amp, I'm going to go ahead and show you if you guys are doing this on a stock head unit like I said, then I'll show you how to install this high level converter. On my amp specifically, it did come with a bass control knob, so that is what I'll go ahead and install right now, just to get that wiring out of the way. So with a bass control knob, this just allows you to control the bass from the subwoofer. So if you ever want to turn it down, this is a quick, easy way to turn down your bass. So technically, most people do install this under their dash. You could just leave this in the trunk near your amp, but I want to be in control all the time, and I don't want to be running to my trunk just to lower this down. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a spot, which most likely is going to be right here. And the reason why, if you could tell, that way when people look in my car, they don't see that I have any aftermarket stuff, so it's kind of hidden. So I'm going to put it in around this area. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get to the wiring process. When grounding your wire, which is this brown colored, dark colored one, please make sure to put it to bare metal. And before even doing that, get some sandpaper and sand it down. If there is paint there, the ground won't be correct the way it should be. So just sand that little spot down wherever you're going to ground it, and then let's keep going. As far as for me, I'm going to be mounting the amplifier onto the subwoofer box. The reason why is, one, it's like super small. It's a small amp, so it's not going to take up a lot of space on it. And then two, as you could tell, my trunk space is kind of small there, and like I said, I wanted to add another amp in the future, so that one will most likely go in the rear of the seat. So I've now wired the amplifier, which I'll show you right now. Alright, so once I show you that, then we'll go ahead and install the high level converter for a stock radio. That way the amplifier could power up, and then we should pretty much be done, just putting back everything together, and then yeah, should sound good, hopefully. So yeah, let me go ahead and show you the wires. So once again, like I said, I did mount the amplifier onto the box. You can do that as well. So it's going to go this way, of course. Alright, so in the back here, what I've done is the ground wire on your amp, it's going to show as G and D. This is the ground wire, and that one I just put it on the bare metal of the car. And then this red one was the one that's going to connect to your battery. On most amps it says B+, so that one goes directly to your battery with that fuse that I had showed you in the beginning of the video, kind of. And then this blue one, it should show as REM, which means remote, and that's the one that connected to the radio, to that purple wire that I showed you guys. So this is the remote, this is the ground, and this is the battery. From this side, I've already connected the one that says speakers. That one just connects to the box. This wire sticking out right here, wire that went to that little knob that I told you guys you could control the bass with. So once again, the next part would be installing this high level power converter. So let's go ahead and do it. Alright, so pretty much to install this, it's pretty simple. We're just gonna tap into the rear speakers of both sides. So we're gonna tap into this right here, and then we're gonna tap into this side right here. and connect this bad boy. Alright, so everything is now connected. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I connected the high level outputs, or the high level converter I mean. And then from there, I mean, we're just going to go ahead and test it out. So the converter's right there. So as you can tell, the RCAs, they are a bit long, but I'm going to make sure to put those away. I'll show you once I'm done. And those just connect to the back of the amplifier. I already explained to you what these other wires do. On the high level converter, it does require you to ground it. You don't have to 100%. They said only if you hear noises and stuff, but I wanted to take it safe. I might as well just ground it now. So here's the ground wires, which are brown, and those I just use extra of the blue wire that I had. So pretty much just think of this as brown, and it just goes to the back of the amplifier where the ground originates. So there is other 4 wires that stick out, and those 4 wires, 2 go to this side, which I tapped into the rear speakers, and then the other 2 go to the other side. I know the light's kind of low here, so if you do have questions, of course, let me know. So battery is hooked up already. As you could tell, the wires are still exposed also in the trunk. Like I said, I'm going to clean it up using the Tesla wire loom tape. So I have not put the radio all the way in, so none of the screws are in. As you can tell, it's still loose. The reason why is because, like I've told you guys many times in the past, check your work before putting everything back together. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So this is going to be the first try. Let's go ahead. Let's see. Alright, so one thing on turning on the car, that's going to be a good sign. So remember the remote wire that I installed? So I could tell it's on already, so that's a good thing. So now let me just set up my radio. So all I need to do is put all my panels back, and then go ahead and tune the amp a little more, and Tesla wire loom all the wires, and I'll show you how that looks. Why I said to buy that tape, because it looks professional, as it looks really good. So I'll go ahead and show you the after, of course. But yeah, the next video is probably going to be the Noico Solutions, so please make sure to check that video out. Like I said, that's the product that was sent to me to go ahead and review, and I do appreciate them a lot. So Noico Solutions, look for that video, please. It's gonna help a lot with the rattling and all that. So yeah. Alright, so now that everything's all done, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how clean this looks. I'm gonna be 100% honest, this is probably one of the cleanest installations I've ever seen. Check this out. Magic to making a clean install, get some of this tape. No wire is exposed at all, everything looks factory. If you do have questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.